Hi everyone, I'm Sandy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have my January reading plans for you. I have selected a fair number of books to read and I am really happy about what I have compiled. I love pulling together a TBR. I'm not always as good about reading from my TBR, but I certainly love to create a TBR. Yeah, should be fun. I have a number of 1001 books. I have some great reading plans, a couple buddy reads planned already for January, and it promises to be a great month. There is no book club, 1001 book club in January. I always take January off just to give myself a little bit of a break. And so Britta and I will have our first pick in February with The Princess of Cleves. So I expect to start that in February, give you a little time to find that book if you haven't found it. There is one event in January that I do want to participate in, which is the Past and Future Readathon. I will leave all of the hosts linked in the description, but quickly they are Alice from Alice and the Giant Bookshelf, Emily from Novell Novels, Gemma from Gemma Books, Jack at Spread Book Joy, Danny from Danny's Book World, and Charlie from Charlie Brooks Reads. I do have all the prompts here on my screen, but what I think I'm going to do is go through my TBR and then see if I can fit any of these books after the fact into the prompts. They do also have a bingo board as well. You should definitely go check out their channels. I have met a few of these lovely ladies in person now. So yeah, I met two of them. I met Jack and Alice. You definitely should go check out their channels. All of the channels, not just Jack and Alice. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Moving along. My goodness. So the first book is for the 1001 book countdown. All of the first set are, and it is A Short History of Tractors in Ukrainian by Marina Lewycka. And this particular book I did see actually on Gemma's channel from Gemma Books. And it says, 2 years after my mother died, my father fell in love with a glamorous blonde Ukrainian divorcee. He was 84 and she was 36. She exploded into our lives like a fluffy pink grenade. That's really interesting. So I'm intrigued by that summary on the front of this book. So the second book is The Good Soldier by Maddox Fforde. I don't know much about this book. I have seen it, I'm familiar with the title, familiar with the author, haven't read anything by this author, but it is one of my most anticipated reads, kind of, because I really want to find out what it's about. The back of this one, though, it says, the good soldier tells the stories of two outwardly happy couples who meet at a health spa in Germany just before the start of the First World War, and whose loveless, adultery-ridden relationships are strained and gradually disintegrate with tragic consequences. I mean, that's not a very cheery read, but I think this will be good. I love this simplistic cover. It's my second favorite cover. Give me a really pretty cover, but then give me this super simplistic cover next. And I do like that quite a bit. The next book I saw on Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, and I think they were doing Wyndham in Winter or Winter of Wyndham. I can't remember which way, but the book is The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. I have read The Midwich Cuckoos, but it has been a couple of years since I read that. This will be my second one. In this particular book, the back of this one says, what if a meteor shower left most of the world blind and humanity at the mercy of mysterious carnivorous plants? I mean, okay, that bloody eye is very creepy, though. Look at that. That is very creepy. So that is the next book. The next book I have for you is my longest book on my TBR for the 1001 book countdown, and that is Oscar and Lucinda by Peter Carey. The back of this one says, on a slow ship bound for Australia, two gamblers find distraction and solace in a deck of cards. One, Oscar Hopkins, who believes God encourages him to gamble. The other, Lucinda Laplastriere, who is the heiress of a fortune and owner of a glassworks. Together they will make a bet which will change both of their lives forever. Oh, the cover of this, you can see now there's cards and stuff on the front of this. So this, I would think, falls into kind of that classic section of the reads. It's also the biggest book that I have, I think, on my overall, definitely on my 1001 TBR at 520 pages. So I'm trying to read one of my big books per month so I can get them out of the way earlier. But Oscar and Lucinda was the one I decided to try in January. I also have the next two books are 1001 books, but they also refer to my subscriber favorite project. I selected a bunch of subscriber favorites from all of the suggestions that were given to me, and these two I actually own, so I thought, why not put them first? The first one is A Pale View of the Hills by Kazuo Ishiguro. This one was recommended by Penny, so that's why I wanted to pick it up. It is very slim as well. This will be my third or fourth Ishiguro that I've read. And so I am excited to read another one by this particular author. His books haven't always been my favorites, but I've always gotten something from them. So that is this particular one. There's this shadow of this kind of girl running. It almost looks like she's running, which is a little bit scary on the front of this. So we'll see how that one goes. The last book I have for the 1001 book countdown is a reread as well. And it was recommended by two different people. Two different people said this was one of their favorite reads from 2023. So it is Slaughterhouse 5 by Vonnegut. It has been a number of years since I've read this. I can't even tell you when I read it. I can't even tell you what it's about, actually. Poignant and hilarious, threaded with compassion, and behind everything, the cataract of a thundering moral statement, the Boston Globe. Okay. But it is a reread, but I haven't read it since I started my channel, so I do get to count it as a countdown book. So yay for that one. And with that, that is what I have for the 1001 book countdown. That is a good chunk. That's 6. That's quite a bit, but I do like to try and get a little bit ahead in January. I'm not planning on doing 30 books in 30 days this year, so I need to keep on track with the number of books per month. So we'll see how that goes. After that, I have my tackle my TBR Veterans. I pre-selected 24 TBR Veterans that have been on my shelf for a number of years that I wanted to try and get to in the month or in the year in 2024. And the first book is How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House by Cherie Jones. Now, people have said that this isn't also a very happy book. It is violent. There's a lot that goes on in this particular book, but it has been one I picked up for a price list and have wanted to read it for a while. So I'm gonna go with this one, but I'm gonna counter it with a lighthearted, hopefully fun read, which is this one, The Fourth Bear by Jasper Fforde. And so this one is kind of like a take on fairy tales from what I remember. And this is actually my husband's book that is on my bookshelves unread from me. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this particular one up. I want to say this is about Goldilocks and the three bears and that this is the fourth bear, but I'm not entirely sure. So, but I do understand that Jasper Fforde's books are supposed to be really fun and lighthearted. And so that's why I'm hoping to pick this one up. Now, I could end up being miserably disappointed in that this is some kind of like weird detective thing, but hopefully still fun. I don't know. We'll see on this one, but that is my TBR Veterans project. Those two books. I have another book for subscriber favorite project that I do want to read, and that is Horse by Geraldine Brooks. I am putting this one on because so many people have told me how much they love this book. I got this for Christmas last year and didn't read it, and so I do really want to read this one. This one isn't on the veteran TBR list, but it is on the subscriber favorite one. So I have a few books for subscriber favorites. I mean, that's not all subscriber favorites. This is a subscriber favorite. So I have the other two that were on the 1001 list. I clearly have no idea what I'm doing today. All right. I know. I do have a group read planned for January, which is for the third book in the Expanse series, Abbadon's Gate by James S.A. Corey. I'll be reading this with Fraser from Fraser Simon Springboard Thought, Sarah from Freshly Read Books, and Gemma from Gemma Books. So that one should be fun. I also have a fantasy read planned in January. It's a Jenny Wurts book. That title is escaping me right now. I don't remember what the title is. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up. But I do have that, and I'll be reading that with Jack at Spread Book Joy, Gemma from Gemma Books, and Dia over at Novel Ideas. So that one should be really good. And then for whatever reason, I decided to pick up a Roald Dahl book, which is The Twits. I picked this one up primarily because it's short and I wanted to get another book off of my TBR. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now with all of my group reads, buddy reads. I am trying to limit buddy reads to 2 per month. And so far I've been fairly successful in that. As far as scheduling goes, we'll see how it goes when I actually get started. But that is my full TBR. So how does it work with the past and futures readathon? How'd I do? Read the oldest book on your TBR. Well, I think technically the oldest book on my TBR is Herodotus, the Histories, but I don't want to read that. So I'm going to call The Fourth Bear because this one has been on my TBR for at least, I would say, probably 15 years. would be my guess. I know it moved with us from one location to another, and we've been in this house for at least 8-9 years. So this was published in 2006. So I'm gonna go with this one for that prompt. The second prompt is an old favorite. Reread an old favorite or read a book by a favorite author. So I think for that one, the only book I have that's a reread is Slaughterhouse 5 by Vonnegut. I don't know if I would consider it a favorite, but I'd like to see how that particular part goes. So we'll try that. And prompt number 3 is I keep looking down because I have it on this, a bucket list. Read a book from your bucket list or one that you've always meant to get to. Which of these would be considered a book that I always wanted to get to? I don't know if I have one for that. We'll come back to that one. Future new edition. Read a recent addition to your TBR or / your newest book. This one, I don't have one for that either, actually. I don't have one for that one either. I did get a book for Christmas, but I'm not planning on reading that one in January. You never know. Maybe I'll be surprised. I'll surprise myself. 2, New Year's resolution. Read a book that gets you off to a good start with a reading goal. I mean, any of these particular books would do that. I think I'm going to use Horse for this one because it would be great to get a subscriber favorite one really knocked off the list. Not a subscriber. Yeah, subscriber favorite one knocked off the list. So I think I could use this one for that particular prompt. And then we have try something new. Pick a read using a color wheel. I'm not going to try that today. And then either past or future you choose. Series, sort out continuous series, or start a new one. I definitely am going to say Abbadon's Gate for that one. That one actually really will work very, very well for that. And then the last prompt is book buddy, have a friend choose your book for you. So I think I have 2 different kind of candidates for that, which they didn't choose it for me, but I'm going to cheat and call it that. I'm going to say these 2. The Day of the Triffids. Yes, The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham, because Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads had mentioned it, and A Short History of Tractors in Ukrainian because Gemma had mentioned it. So I think those 2 would work. There's one more. It says Mood Monday, a mood read on a Monday. We'll see what I come up with that, but that's my full past and future readathon and how I'm trying to fit these books into that particular reading project. I do like that one quite a bit. So yeah, I think I did fairly well for what I had on my TBR. I'm not going to try and add other books. This is already quite the stack of books. I don't even think I can pick them all up at once. Let's see. Probably not. Maybe if I put them on my shoulder, maybe. Okay. Look at that. There we go. Woo! That's my full TBR. Plus the one ebook that I can't remember the name of by Jenny Wurts. So that is my TBR. Have you read any of these books? I'd love to hear that. Definitely go check out all the channels that I've mentioned. I would love that. And my goodness, I'm very ready to start on these books. So, but as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.